All right, guys, welcome to a very special bun filled episode of the Luna Lounge, starring Noctis, myself, and our sponsor, PandaBunnyStudios, who I call Bun.
Me. That's me.
I was gonna comment on our lack of like a standardized intro, but you gave me top billing this episode, so I don't care anymore.
I mean, I don't know. Do we need a standardized intro? Maybe. Maybe we like our intros us literally flipping a coin live to see who gets top billing.
Ooh.
Theme music?
Theme music.
Nice.
Well, you know, we blew all the donated money in already on the art for commissioning you, Bun.
Oh,
Which,
wow. I don't feel bad about that at all.
No, it's funny because
no.
we talked about it. Should we get a theme song, or should we get some art for something for a future project, like our Patreon?
Yeah, so ironically,
no pressure at all on my end.
Ironically, yeah, guys. So we took the money donated to us already, and we put it towards the art to have Bun do the commission for our Patreon page, which, besides paying off the rest of the commission, I guess, will also then be going into getting theme music and other fun thingamadoodads that we could have here on the podcast, like paying, celebrities, all your favorite celebrities to come be on here.
Because they won't come otherwise. Thanks, tFay.
Yeah.
Come on.
Is there I would love to hear in the comments on when this is on YouTube or in the live chat if there's anyone you would like to see on the podcast. That'd be kind of interesting.
Or just let us know that you really want Bun to be on every episode.
No, that's fine. My nerves can't take it. Although I'm always up to see more PandaBunnyStudios partners on the stream. I think it'd be interesting to get different sets in on different days.
I mean, convenient segue to next week's episode where we have two Bun partners on the episode. For our Pride Month episode, we have Nerdy Birdie and Lila.
Oh, I was like, wait, we do? I have already forgotten what next week is.
That's about as far as we got planned, so.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Well, also, I'm gonna go ahead and address the Moonbot in the room. For those watching on YouTube and are going, what the hell is that art on the left? That amazing art. This is the character design for Moonbot, if anyone is unfamiliar with it. This was designed by Bun, and I swatted out for Sukino, gave Sukino a break this week because I want all the art on this podcast today to be Bun art. So gotta promote all that Bun art.
That is true. All three PNGs were done by you. I didn't even think of that.
On my writer, that and like M&Ms and stuff for the,
They were out of green.
The
I hope
room.
you're okay with blue.
Oh, you see, I'm really not. So I guess I have to go now.
Do you know the origin behind that?
It sounds really familiar. I know.
So the first band to do it that was crazy like that was Van Halen.
Yeah.
And they did it because it was included in a contract. And what they were worried about was that when they would give a venue a contract stating everything that they would want, they were worried they weren't reading it. They would just sign them and skip everything, including crucial things like the actual required items, security, stuff like that. So they started putting in weird little tidbits here and there. So if they go into their dressing room and there's a bowl of blue M&Ms, they know that they actually read their contract, the writer. Fun fact.
I love that as someone who occasionally writes contracts and notices that no one ever reads them.
Hey! Whoa. I resent that.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright? I went through that contract very explicitly, thank you very much. And I also
Well,
yelled
not
at
everyone did.
Yes,
And
I know
there's been a
not
lot of
everyone
questions after the
did.
fact, and I was like, I wrote it though.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say
Ugh.
make it the length of like a terms of service agreement, and I
Yeah.
probably won't read it.
Yeah.
No, thank
What?
you. That's way too long.
Okay, first of all, at least, when I'm signing up with an amazing business partner like Bun, I'm going to read the contract no matter how long it is, you know? But maybe I'm just weird like that because I can read.
That long? I thought I kept it pretty short.
Your contract's short
You
as
did.
hell.
Okay.
It was very easy to read.
Not that we
Okay,
have any
good.
evidence because we can't really show off the contract to people, but
Right.
No,
that's secret. It's secret,
You guys will
like-
have to take our
Oh,
word for
crap.
granted. That
Wait,
if you
okay. I'll just put this away then. My bad. I thought we were gonna read it. I guess that'll be another day. That's a Patreon exclusive.
That's
Sorry.
a Patreon. Okay, you know what? $5,000 tier for the Patreon exclusive, and we'll read you the contract. There you
Ooh, I
go.
like that. Can we read it like it's a romantic novel?
I would appreciate that. In fact, it can
Yeah.
only be read like a romance novel or
Can we
really
confirm?
poor fan fiction.
I
Either
don't see what the
one.
difference is. I'm pretty sure
Combination of
romantic
both.
novels are literally
Whoa.
poor fan fiction.
Not all
Little
fan
bit of
fiction
both.
is not all fan fiction is romance. Most of it, but not all of it. I would argue. So, tFay, you want to ask our guest the first question that I think you have in mind?
So yeah, Bun, to clarify for anyone just coming into the live chat right now, our guest for today is our sponsor that we talk about every week, PandaBunnyStudios. Bun,
Me.
so do you want to start us off with the process of how you decided to give birth to PandaBunnyStudios, basically from nothing?
Origin story.
Oh, the origin story. It was a dark and foggy night. No, so
Damn, for anyone
I-
who feels old now getting that reference.
hey, don't call me out. All right. So, I have been making art, making stickers my whole life, but I tended to go through different companies like Redbubble, like a few others. And last year, I decided, you know what, I can do this. Of course I can do this. So, stimulus came around, and I invested in myself. So I have a Epson EcoTank printer and a Cricut Maker, and that's pretty much what I use to make
Okay,
stickers.
do you want to clarify what those are for people who are not well versed in stickers?
Sure.
Yes, I am curious. How do you define the printer? I'm
So the
curious.
Epson EcoTank, it has different like literal tanks inside of it. You can just refill the ink instead of buying cartridges. So it's better for the earth and it's more cost effective.
That'd be a lot more cost effective, I
That
imagine.
sounds
Way cost effective. Like I've only had to refill I think one of the colors once so far.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and I print a lot. So, the Cricut Maker is a cutting machine. What it does is it scans in the printed sticker sheet, checks out the black guidelines that print out, and then it cuts them for me, if that makes sense.
dang. I mean, well, first of all, good job on actually investing yourself when you say you're investing yourself compared to when people normally go investing ourselves and then we just buy, a PS5. Unless you're Noctis.
Fuck you, you suck. Alright, anyone wondering on that? I have been wanting a PS5 since they came out. I have tried. Every time Walmart and Best Buy say, guess what, guys? We got a new stock coming up. I've tried. And to see these people on YouTube, blowing them up and giving them away Fuck you. All right. Well, I'll dial it back.
No,
Whatever.
it's allowed. It's allowed. That's exactly how I feel.
Ah!
I was one of those crazy beans that the day it was released sat on the PC for 8 hours clicking refresh. I did manage to get one, so I'm glad to hear you have one too.
I don't have one.
I thought you said you got one.
I'm trying to get one. I can't.
All right, well then I don't have one, and you don't know about it.
Oh my gosh! I'm
Jeez,
dying.
I thought you were on my side. You didn't flex on me.
I was so excited. I thought we were gonna get to play games.
No, you just flexed on me. Thank you.
Well-
Here's my PS4. Ah.
Well, also, fun fact, okay? Okay, so I don't know if it's still possible to buy the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch for the 35th anniversary, but it is averaging $100 at minimum on eBay right now. I don't know if it's being scalped or what, but
Either like a
gosh,
shrimp Alfredo,
there is
That's,
a...
or
there-
I'd be cool with pizza.
Hey, at least you could buy it used
there
for
are
like
some movies, that'd be kinda
$60 it seems, but man.
Yeah, scalpers? Not cool.
That's
Not
fine.
cool. Don't agree with it. Don't like it. Stop it.
I did hear that this particular item at least lasted more than 30 minutes before running out.
Nice.
The
I feel bad. I think I need to like now sit on the computer for another 8 hours until we get one for Noctis. I'm sorry. I just
PS5.
it's in
yeah,
my
no.
head now.
Don't bother.
Don't bother because
And
it's
see,
just content.
yeah. No, the only reason I really want one is Forbidden Horizon West. Forbidden Zero Dawn is my favorite game ever, and when they announced the sequel for this, I got so excited.
Noctis, let's be honest. I think the reason most people want PS5 is for one of the 3 console exclusive games that are actually good.
Well, isn't that how most consoles are at launch?
Yes,
Isn't that
I'm
the
just
reason
saying.
why most people buy them?
Well, I mean,
It's,
I feel like if you were to get like a PS5 and you only had Horizon Zero West or whatever it's called, I feel like you'd be content with that. Like, personally, I go, you know what? Let me actually play Horizon Zero Dawn again with actual frames on my stream before I like get a console for that one game.
Play it on the PS. You can play it on the PS4. It is a fantastic game. That's where I played
did
it.
play it on the PS4, but back when I used to stream that game, I barely had frames, so people couldn't really watch it that much.
I mean, the PC version when it came out wasn't ideal.
Yeah, I never touched the PC version.
Yeah. So it's apparently they did a bunch of updates. It's supposed to be really nice. I can't make any promises.
So back to Bun, this after flexing the PS5 on us. All right, so what do we all need to start our own store? We need a great economic printer, something to cut the stickers, and a PS5.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I use. Oh, jeez. I feel so bad.
It's fine.
It's great
like, if
content.
you're not flexing on me, then tFay would be flexing on me at this point.
Oh man, I feel like I'm not allowed to get a PS5 because it's just asking to flex on Noctis.
Oh my god. Well, to be fair, I would understand. I would understand that impulse.
I mean, I wouldn't even care about the games. I just need to flex on Noctis. I gotta use it as a stand to put my PS4 on.
that would be funny.
And
That
not very
would be a
stable.
great one. No. Maybe I have to wait until like the PS4 gets or the PS5 gets like an upgrade, and we get to see it in a sleeker, more powerful version.
PS5
like the
Slim.
360 Slim. Yeah.
I
That'd
would
be nice.
enjoy a PS5 Slim. I
Yeah.
mean, there's the argument of the Slim version, quote unquote, is the digital only version of the PS5.
Yeah.
How
no.
slim is that
not-
really?
Not much more slimmer.
Question from the live chat: do you use Procreate, Bun?
Absolutely, I do.
Okay, what the heck is Procreate for anyone who
Okay,
doesn't
so
know?
I actually started with a program called Clip Studio, formerly
Also
known
popular.
as, I think it was Manga Studio at one point.
That I understand.
Right. And that is kind of like the best alternative to Photoshop, but for illustrators. Last year, at about this time, my husband got me a iPad and I switched over to Procreate. Procreate is a drawing app. I think it's specifically for iPads. There's a lot of gesture, there's a lot of kind of hidden features. And so that's kind of just what I use now. You can use all the Photoshop brushes though, which is really nice.
Ooh.
So I didn't have to buy a ton more brushes. I could just import the ones I already had.
Apple, you ever want to sponsor the podcast?
Yeah.
Hit us up.
Yes, that's what Apple was waiting for. They were waiting for our invitation.
Actually,
Yeah.
I will take payment in Apple Pen tips because they're expensive and I run through them. Please, Apple, can you hear me? Okay. I don't know if they got that, but
What about pineapple pen tips?
pineapple.
Oh God. Oh man. Nope. Sorry, we were sponsored by the Google Pixel, so you'll have to make do with whatever the Google version of the Apple
Or
Pen
Skynet
is.
wants to give me.
I will say, my first year of teaching, I had to interrupt my class because my students were mad I didn't know what pineapple pen was. They're like, no, you have to get on your phone and look this up. We refuse to keep going.
Really? I'll be honest. I don't know. Is that the pineapple pen Apple?
Yeah.
I remember that from years from YouTube Rewind.
Yeah, it's basically I don't know. Could you call it a YouTube meme? I guess you could call it a YouTube meme. It's basically just a really short viral YouTube video.
Yeah.
So like
really
it was a TikTok on YouTube. Or
yes,
a Vine
you could say it was it was basically like that. But yeah, no,
Well,
that's just
also,
what I hear when I hear Apple Pens. I'm just thinking of that.
Okay, I had one for you, Bun Bun. So art block, I'm sure you've dealt with before.
Yeah.
So trigger, there's gonna be a stress trigger warning for people. How do you get around art block when your art needs to be done like right away? You don't have any time to waste. How do you get around art block?
I make time, and I know that might sound a little weird. I will put my tablet, my pencil down, and just leave the room. You just got to get out of there. Got to get away from it as fast as you can. Get something really delicious to eat or drink. And then I just inspiration hunt.
Well, yeah, because I know, like, normally when you're facing art block, writer's block, take your pick. Usually getting away from the situation usually helps.
Yeah, it kind of clears your head a little bit.
I was curious, like, is that your go-to, even in a situation when the art needs to be done, like, yesterday?
Right, because if I'm to rush through it, and I can't even take 10 minutes to reset, then the final product is not going to be what the client wants. It's not going to be worth it in the end, and there will be more edits later that take me even more time. So those little 10 minutes of self-care, I think, are pretty important.
I feel like just putting hard deadlines on art commissions is just generally counterintuitive to begin with. Because if you have, it's either going to be, they're going to finish it by the time you want it anyway, or B, they're going to, rush to finish it, and then it's either going to be not as great or it's going to require more work after it was due anyway.
That's how I feel about it.
I don't know. I'm curious how, so at work when, like, let's say company A comes in and says, hey, we're starting a new company, we need a logo and we need to get a like a quote, like a proof here's some down money. We want to see what you guys come up with. And they do this with like 3 or 4 businesses, and we all have like 3 days to come up with something for them. And I know that if I don't, I have 3 other companies that will come up with something. That's
Right.
what you
So,
do in instances like that.
so for me, I would take I would take all of the things that they are looking for, any references, color swatches, little bites of aesthetic. If they're like, oh, I really like the feeling of this, whatever. Gather it all up, look it all over, and then, like I said, I book it. Leave the room, walk outside.
Just go really,
I
really
leave
fast.
I leave those in my head, and I sit in the garden. I go get the mail, whatever it is, and those are still in there cooking.
That's fair.
And by the time I come back, which it shouldn't take that long to go get the mail or whatever, I should have an idea. At that point, I do about 3 to 5 sketches. I narrow it down to which of those I like. If I don't like any of them, I just keep sketching. Very loose gesture drawing to try and get like the proper feel. If that makes sense.
I'm curious of how
A little
many of
bit.
the other artists in the community are like that.
Yeah, well, because like I don't know if how other artists in the community like treat their art commissions. Like for me, it's a 8 to 5 job. It's something I don't like. I have that time to be creative with. I don't flex as much, I guess.
Okay. I mean, for me,
Um,
when I get one, if you guys know that I have office hours, but if I get something and I can't figure it out within my office hours, um, I work nights.
Yes, that is
N-
also true.
Night is usually when inspiration comes a little easier. Um, Also, specific colors at certain times of day are also a little bit easier. So when someone would come to me asking for something and they said, "Oh, we need it in a week," I'll be like, "Okay, well, and I'd portion out the time on, okay, how much do I get to think on this? How much is sketching? After sketching, obviously, is seeking approval. Once we get approval, lining, that kind of thing. And I kind of budget my time, if that makes sense.
no, I definitely
That's fair.
get that. I mean, I know that I come up with some of my best, I guess you could say, stream innovations, updates, whatever, on my days off.
Right.
When I'm
When you're
like,
watching other streamers to steal them from.
kind of. It's like, I think it's kind of like my mentality of I'm supposed to be working, right? Like, I'm supposed to work, so my mind's like in kind of like thinking of streams a lot more, but I'm not actually streaming, so I kind of like focus all that energy into like just looking at my overlays, seeing if there's any edits that I want to make. Um,
Right.
any new channel awards, looking through my channel awards, my sound alerts. Yeah, and honestly, as you joke, Noctis, but ripping off of other streamers. Absolutely.
It's
So,
that's what we tell streamers is go watch popular streamers, pick out what you like, and obviously don't copy it exactly, but work it into how you stream. It works. I'm telling you.
right. And I mean, I do that too. I go and I watch other artists, and to me, it's not so much ripping them off as it's finding inspiration in like minds. So, like for instance, me and my dad have been doing a lot of big murals. Um, and he told me off the bat, just go for it. Just do what you want to do. I taught you how to draw. I know you'll be fine. Just do it. Um, and so we've kind of taught each other different techniques with different shapes, different like shading techniques, things like that. And I think it's really helpful when you have someone else who's in the same field as you, um, kind of checking their work with you, and vice versa.
So when you do a mural on a wall,
Hmm.
do you guys paint it by hand, or do you guys get it printed out onto material and install that material?
Oh no, it's painted by hand.
So do you draw it out beforehand, like on your iPad, to get an idea of what you're gonna do?
Yeah, so far, we've been growing my dad's side of it. So he'll do a couple thumbnails, and work out with the client what works and what doesn't work. He'll get the dimensions and make a grid. Then when it's time for us to go paint, he will draw the grid out on the wall and start sketching in the details. I'll follow behind, do lines and block colors. And then we both just, I don't really know how to explain it, just finish the painting. We both go in there and we add things.
We
Like,
both do it.
right, we do the thing. No, so it's, how do I explain it? So, like, we'll step back, we'll look at it, and we'll go, what does this need? And I'll be like, well, that figure over there could use more shadow. Or I see that you put a lot of ground in this landscape, but I think you're missing some scrub brushes and some little pebbles. And then I'll just go put those in.
Okay, fair enough. Do you have a favorite sticker you've done so far?
Favorite sticker?
Are you asking Bun Bun to play favorites among her children, Noctis?
I mean, how many of the partners are watching the podcast? If there was ever a time to ask, now's the time.
Well, in all honesty, it would be one of my stickers, not one of the partner stickers. Not that I don't love all the partners, but there's something different when it's something that I have drawn for me, and all of my designs are for me, if that makes sense. So,
okay, go ahead.
There's one, I don't know if it's still in the shop. I called it Love Alive. It's a cute little skeleton, who has a cartoony heart in their chest.
I will look that up.
And that is probably my favorite. It's actually based on a sketch I did probably 6 years ago that I loved so much it was my little icon.
It is there. For anyone watching the live chat, the live stream or YouTube, I will throw it on the screen for people to see what the sticker is, or you can just go check out the store.
Oh, okay. I remember that one.
There is the sticker.
The reason why I like this so much is because to me it leans a little bit rubber hose style, which is that classic like
30s,
early
40s, yep.
Right. Early Mickey Mouse kind of a feeling to it without being too much. It's also one of the first times that I worked with texture in my stickers and in my designs. I had kept everything very polished and almost flat for a long time, just while I was working on shapes and lining and,
For example, I was gonna say for people in the chat that are curious, Cuphead I think is a classic example of it.
Right.
And
exactly.
Then, or anyone that watched Steven Universe the movie. We're gonna get really specific. The bad guy, Spinal, whatever.
Confirmed. Bun Bun is the artist for Steven Universe the movie.
Confirmed.
Okay, but don't though. Controversial opinion. I don't like Steven Universe.
Oh wow! Now,
sorry.
I never worry about what I'm gonna say.
Okay. I don't know who we could get on for this, but we need to have an episode on TV shows, old cartoons, and all that kind of stuff. All right, just see who we can trigger with that.
I'll be there for
that. If anyone wants to be there to talk about TV shows, hit us up. Well, speaking of style, this is something I've seen on happening on Twitter. People discuss this, and obviously, it's Twitter, so everyone's gonna just side with whoever made the initial post, and completely biased opinions. But basically, to TLDR, and I'll go into more details. Are styles property to the person using them? So not necessarily the art, literally, just the style of how you draw or make art. So I saw this. This is in reference to a game. Um, so there was a game that was coming out, and I'm not gonna name any names so nobody gets attacked on the
Stardew
internet.
Valley.
But let's
Correct.
just so let's
Yeah.
well no, it wasn't actually Stardew Valley that I'm using, but I'll use
Okay.
Stardew Valley as a
No.
reference.
Coward. Call him out. You know, start that controversy.
So let's just pretend it was Stardew Valley because it's pixel art, right? Which makes this just really so. Let's say someone else is to make a farm sim game using pixel art, and they're not trying to copy Stardew Valley at all, but basically like because they really like Stardew Valley, they inherently were inspired by Stardew Valley, and it looked very similar. And to the point where people were saying that they were just copying Stardew Valley, even though they weren't using like the same characters or they weren't using like the same art, like the literal art, whatever you would call it, the models, as it were, whatever the equivalent is in pixel art.
Right.
But it was very obvious that they were using that style, and so there was there'd be a controversy to the point where the person copying the Stardew Valley style said they're going to change their style because they felt bad. And so I guess the question is like, do artists have rights over their style?
So, I mean, that's kind of a controversial opinion.
That's
Question. Personally, I don't believe so. And here's why. So, if you've created something in a style, like a specific style that's never ever been done, if you somehow manage to do that, no one is going to be as good at it as you are. And to me, it hinders the craft to not share that. Like, if you make an amazing recipe, like if the first person who made chocolate chip cookies was then like, no one else can make chocolate chip cookies. There can be no chocolate chips in any cookies. I'll sue you. Then we wouldn't have.
If they had the legal ability back
Right.
then, they would have done that. You know that,
Probably.
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I believe it's wrong.
Yeah, isn't that like how it comes, like how specific a copyright / trademark can be?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so like obviously legally, all right, legally you can't copyright a style, but it's more like, I guess, is it morally wrong to copy a style? Like if you just let's say you've read a certain manga so many times, that you're just like, let's say even an iconic one like Dragon Ball Z, right? That art style, you look at it, you know exactly what it is. Like you don't see that anywhere else, like you'll play Dragon Quest, like that's Dragon Ball Z characters. It's like, let's say you are so immersed in that art, like let's just say Bun, without realizing it, you started making your own stickers in that art style, right? Now you're not literally selling Dragon Ball characters as stickers, you're not using their IP or anything like that, but you're very obviously using that art style. And like let's just say people are going to be butthurt about that because it's the internet. Would you like change your art style according to be less obviously someone else's?
Okay. So it's tricky. I think what's important is how both artists feel about it. If someone is super, super protective and they're like, I don't like the way you drew that line, that is my way of drawing that line, then I don't think it's worth the stress of it. But I do feel like styles, aesthetics, techniques should be shared.
So do you
because
believe
again,
the technique itself or just the style? Because that feels like a different argument.
I would say like both. Like if say it was
definitely say
Dragon Ball
both.
Z, and if I'm drawing a Dragon Ball Z character but it's Noctis instead, am I taking money away from Dragon Ball Z?
Can I get that sticker? Oh my god!
I don't know that
damn it.
style.
You got me so
Oh my God.
excited.
I wish the sticker was animated because you can just hear the smile on Noctis's face right now. Oh my gosh.
I don't want Dragon Ball Z. I want Dragon Ball. Draw me as a little kid like Goku. That's all I'm asking. Little kid like Goku.
Actually, I know exactly what you're
Easy.
talking about, and we'll we'll see about that.
Okay, wait. So if you're gonna be copying other people's style, I'd rather go for One Piece.
I am actually
Oh.
currently watching One Piece,
You
and I
know,
picked up
so
a few
good.
things.
but
But here,
It's so good.
so here's the thing: the styles. If you can perfectly replicate it where they cannot tell the difference, that in of itself is a skill, right?
Yes.
Right. There is something to be said about like licensed characters. I don't believe you should use someone else's character,
yeah, that
unless
goes
you're
without saying.
licensed, of course.
Agreed.
Um,
But if you drew me in a straw hat.
right. And I mean, my straw hat might not be perfectly identical to his straw hat. I'm not sure how he does the textures. So
Isn't copying people's drawings like how most people get their start as an artist? Because like
Yeah.
if you look at DeviantArt and every 8-year-old's OC Sonic character, it does feel like a lot of people get their start copying other styles.
I mean,
right.
no, so I was gonna
sorry, go
say,
ahead.
is there there is something to be said, when you say like straw hat is that One Piece, I'm like, how much similar can you take from something before it's actually just copying them? Like, let's say the One Piece thing. If Bun Bun gave Sukino a red vest, shorts, and a straw hat, is that One Piece Sukino?
Right. So it would be Tsukino cosplaying as Luffy.
Luffy.
Luffy. Yeah.
All right. I second guessed myself. Anyway, and that is cute, but I don't think it would take money away from like the One Piece franchise or anything like that.
No,
now, if they wanted to come in and say your character cannot cosplay as our characters, then there's some debate there.
I think as long as you're not using Luffy in this case as because Luffy's the character, that's the IP.
Right.
The small like pieces of like the vest, the shorts, the hat.
Right.
Maybe if you gave Tsukino stretchy powers, then maybe it starts getting a little too close. But even nowadays, like it's not the same. Like back in the late 40s, when Captain Marvel overtook Superman in terms of popularity, DC sued, and the courts found in DC's favor that Captain Marvel was too similar. But most people agree, most historians agree nowadays, that wouldn't have gone the same way.
Right.
It would have protected it.
That's kind of why I feel like the artist should have some dialogue. I like to, I ask for permission before I draw anyone fan art or things like that. I try other artists. I will reach out to them, go, hey, I love the way that you did hat shading on this. Can I try that? So, just because it feels like the bases are covered, everyone's chill, we can share.
So,
but I know not everyone has that ability.
Confirmed PB has Toriyama's and Oda's personal cell phone numbers. That's very weird flex, but we appreciate it.
Can we get a manga series of stickers for each of the partners gets a sticker made in their favorite manga style?
That would actually be a very good idea. Hold on, I'm gonna open up the iPad
and write this down.
Yeah, I gotta write this down. I usually have notes or something open when I'm watching stream, but I'm participating, so.
That's
no
fair.
worries. No worries.
Should we, tFay, should we take notes?
My notes are the recording.
That's fair.
I don't need to listen to it though. I lived it.
I lived it. Also, I basically live and breathe, streams. So it's pretty ingrained in my mind.
I do think there is space to be original while using other styles. And I think it's important as an artist to be flexible and to learn different techniques. Because if you stay in a bubble the whole time your style will develop slower and more originally, like to yourself, but you're missing out on all the different flavors, I guess, if that makes sense.
Great segue to streaming right there. You hear that, streamers? Don't just get stuck in that, I'm gonna do what this streamer does because they're successful bubble. Find your own flavor. Don't just be Noctis.
Yeah, I tried playing Among Us with AOC. That bitch would not return my phone calls. Can you believe her? She had the chance to be successful. Sucks to be her.
Yes.
What is she doing lately?
She was only the one of the most watched, like probably the biggest stream on Twitch, unaffiliated, never even had a stream, just decided to play Among Us, and boom, that.
Okay. Quick aside question for it. So if let's say you have that popularity of AOC, you create a Twitch account and you have one stream that's really successful. Would that count for becoming an affiliate / partner? Like, can your average be only one stream?
Your averages have to count over a set period of time. So basically,
and you have to stream a certain number of times. I forgot. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I forgot the requirements.
Also, they generally, at least for partner, I don't think it counts for affiliate, but at least for a partner, they do acknowledge view counts boosted by raids. So if you're averaging 10, let's say you're affiliate, and you're averaging 10 people a stream, but every day for every stream for 30 days, you're rated by PewDiePie, you're not going to get partner.
Wow, that's good to know.
Controversial. I love
it. Yeah, so it is just a reminder for anyone listening, if you end up getting to like over 75 average view count over a month and you're applying for partner, it is not guaranteed, unlike affiliate. Affiliate is when you hit the requirement, you're guaranteed. It's just a waiting game. Partnered, you could literally be rejected 10 times, even if you always meet the requirements.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that makes sense, though.
Yeah. It's the only reason tFay's not partner. He's been rejected 10 times.
Kind of like...
It's okay. You'll get there,
bud. Bun partner,
Is this a sore subject for you?
No, this is just everyone keeps First of all, wow. Okay, hold up. All right, it wasn't a sore subject, but now I feel like I should make it a sore subject.
Oh my god, my eyes are watering.
That's all right. God. I've got a PS5. We're cool.
Oh god. Oh wow. Oh, that's amazing. All right, that's awesome.
I was literally gonna say it's kind of like when you apply for, I guess you could say when you apply for a partner of anything, right? You like, let's just say when applying for to be a partner with Bun, right? Like, just because you meet the requirements doesn't mean you're gonna get in for whatever reason. Like, that's just life. If you meet the requirements for applying for a job, are you guaranteed that job? Like, give me this job. I meet your requirements. I went to college.
I mean, nowadays probably, yeah. Like, most places are taking whoever they'll get.
Well,
2 years ago when it was picky, no, probably not.
I think it depends on the field. I feel like so even like, at least in education, I feel like requirements nowadays when you're applying is, what have you been doing during these, like, what are your thoughts in the last 2 years, and are you ready to try to recover from it? Because I feel like teaching in 21, 22 is going to be vastly different than pre-pandemic, so. Even if it's still in the classroom. It's going to be like picking up pieces.
Right. I mean, even now it seems to be very, very different and very confusing. People don't know where they're going, what they're doing. Lots of strong opinions.
That's fair. So, pandemic. So,
Mhm.
if you're comfortable with this, you can just opt out of it. Like when tFay tried to make me argue that we shouldn't make games accessible for disabled people. I appreciate that, by the way, even today. You can opt out. What did you do before you made stickers? If you're cool with that.
Like career-wise or
Yeah, like
art-wise?
yeah, I mean like before before PandaBunnyStudios. It's like a lot of us, like a bunch of people only started getting into streaming because the pandemic hit, and they're all of a sudden they're at home all day. What do you do with your time? Oh, I know. I'll start streaming.
Oh, okay. So, um, hmm.
We're
I have
getting the
had
Panda
a
Bunny
lot
origin story.
of kind of odd jobs here and there. I worked for a long time at Target, guest service, receptionist, um, cashier, different positions. I did a few months at my uncle's mail shop. I've just kind of worked a bunch of different small things here and there. Um,
So then,
I
so
am
you've been. Oh,
certified
okay.
as a veterinary assistant, which means I can hold a dog still. And I can also clean up poop, which is great. Other than that, I'm a housewife.
Things said out of context. I could
Right.
clean up poop. That's
I can do
great.
it. I know how to do it.
You know what? That's fair. I can. I would not add that to my list of things I can do.
Hey, it cost money and was a lot of schooling to be able to do that. So,
But
I,
I
I,
guess so. I was gonna say you've been artistic all your life, because you said you were making stickers all your life. So this artistic ability slash like job didn't come from anything before. It was just last year, spur of the moment. Hey, I got a bunch of money because of the pandemic. I'm gonna make stickers for a living.
I've done um I've done commissions on and off. Um I've done tattoo designs, logo work. I've done a lot of like corporate flyers, as weird as that sounds. Different
uh,
little images for that.
probably not as weird for
Um
Noctis as you may think.
yeah. Different
Mm.
charities, just little things like that. And it was just always my goal to be able to sell my art, distribute it in some way. Um, and after bouncing around a couple different websites, I settled on Redbubble because I was like, great, they'll make it. I can upload whatever I want. Um, and I've had my own issues with them. I won't get too much into it because, Uh,
No, call them out. They're not gonna sponsor us, PB.
Yeah, no,
Say
100%.
voice your
We're not
concerns.
worried about Redbubble not sponsoring us. Etsy, if you still want to sponsor us, we love you. But Redbubble,
Yeah,
Redbubble.
I have
Etsy, we
issues
love
with
you.
Etsy too. Don't get me started. So, yeah, and I've done murals. I've just all kinds of stuff. Usually with helping my dad, they weren't so much like my original art, um, paintings, things like that, and it just kind of felt like a natural jump. Stickers. Okay, I'm a big fan of sticker graffiti. I don't know how many people in the community know about that, but it's like you
Let's
have
pretend nobody.
like
yeah,
wait, sticker bombing something, or what are you talking about?
kind
Sticker
of.
graffiti.
So obviously, I mean, the traditional form of graffiti is to go in with spray cans.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is you have to be super fast and people are going to chase you. It's illegal. It's going to be a problem. But more
We
recently
are
there's
not
been
promoting
things
graffiti.
right. No, don't do it unless you're really fast runner. So
Yeah, wait, sticker graffiti. Wait, graffiti
so
is where tFay draws the line, but wearing a hoodie in Phoenix in 120-degree weather.
I'm
Yeah, that's
not
fine.
gonna promote illegal activities on the podcast. Thank you very much.
I just.
so
Ooh.
so then there's yarn bombing where people knit or crochet and wrap it around a structure. There's also like tile graffiti where they'll do a mosaic. Um, there's like Space Invaders, things like that people really quick will cement to a surface.
Okay.
And I noticed that some of the, I don't know, like you. How to explain this?
I didn't realize
On
that
the
vandalism
college
was so
campus
expensive.
on the college campus that I was at, I mean, they take care of it. Everything looks nice, but every once in a while, I would catch a glimpse of art, and it would be a sticker that someone just really quick stuck to the side of something, but it would be different and unique. And I'd wonder, where did that come from? Who made it? And I just thought it was kind of beautiful that they were able to hide little pieces of art just, wherever they could find a space. And it's
Yeah.
almost like a treasure hunt in that way. Like if I see a new sticker, I'm excited. That's like a
Are we
whole new
talking like
game.
one single sticker on one wall? Is that what you're
Yeah.
describing?
Mhm.
Okay, because like I've been to Portland. I've been to a
Right.
bunch of the western cities, and a lot of places you'll see these like sticker bombed. I think one of my favorite was the side of Voodoo Donuts in
Oh, yeah.
Portland, Oregon.
Mhm.
It's just nothing but stickers. Usually they're like local band stickers,
Right.
but it's amazing seeing the thousands of stickers that people have put on this wall that come from everywhere.
Right.
I agree. I love that art. I think it's cool, a cool collection.
Yeah, and sticker bombing in and of itself is such a creative, interesting thing because you have a set amount of stickers of shapes and size if you're doing it just for yourself. And then you have to figure out a design that feels cohesive but not smothering. It's very interesting. I can't do it. It's very interesting.
I cannot do it. There's stickers are too. When you put them on, they don't want to come off for me to like
Right.
make
I okay. I agree. I will state this one time on the podcast. I do agree with tFay on this. I have a hard time putting stickers down because it feels like once I stick it down, that's where it's going to be for eternity. So you get so caught up with making sure you don't want to ever move it that you never put a sticker down.
I do that a little bit too. I have a box, and every cool sticker I get goes into the box. But every time I get something that just looks empty or blank, I go, okay, it's time to put stickers on this. And I pick
that's
through.
basically what I do.
Yeah, and I select out the stickers that go together, and I do my best sticker bombing. It's not perfect. I'm working on it,
I
but
don't think sticker bombing could ever be perfect.
right. It's kind of
No,
a
it's
chaotic art form.
I think they do. It's
but
like it's
it
not
looks so
supposed to be perfect.
cool.
Right.
It's cool. It's cool when you're not the one making it because you just have to look at
Yeah.
a final product.
Yeah, but
Alright.
I've never tried sticker bombing something with like. So if I were to like, so at my work, we do cranial helmets. Some newborns when they're born, they don't have a fully developed skull, so they wear these helmets that help develop the skull into the proper shape. And I've had my boss suggest that do a sticker bomb on it, and I can't do it because it involves coming up with like 100 stickers of random sizes, different shapes, and all that, and applying it to the surface. I can't bring myself to do it. It's too chaotic. I hate it.
Yeah. And I think no art is ever perfect. I think it's always kind of a progress learning game. That being said, I've seen some amazing sticker bombs that were just really impressive.
When I go through, once again, bragging about all the places I've been. Down in Denver.
To Noctis talking about his vacations.
Okay, so vacation number 17. All right. Pretty awesome. We're down in Denver, and they have a Dutch Bros coffee. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Dutch Bros, but usually they're about the size of like a coffee shack. They have people come out. They can take your orders, so that by the time you're through the drive-through, they have the order ready for you. So they have all these little posts lining up to the building, obviously that are meant to keep you from crashing into the building or driving onto their lawn. That when you're sitting there for 15 minutes, obviously people are going to reach out and put a sticker down. So they have like 10 posts, and they're all covered with band stickers. I haven't seen any Panda Bunny stickers, but I'll look
that's
next
a
time.
shame.
Wouldn't that be, If
I need to
see
give
that,
you
I'll
one
take
to
a
put on it.
picture. But yeah, it's cool because you see a blend of old stickers that were put there by people years before,
Right.
and these new stickers by bored teenagers that have a bunch of zoomies and they're band stickers.
I love
Bam.
that.
It's I don't know.
I love
I
it.
love it.
Find out next week where Noctis tells us about his vacation number 33.
Okay, vacation number 33 was pretty awesome. So here we are, down in the Congo in South America, right?
Whoa. Noctis, save it for the Patreon.
Oh, fair enough. You'll have to hear about our adventure in the Congo on our Patreon. Couldn't even say it with a straight face. But I've never been to the Congo. I am whiter than a piece of freshly made paper.
I will make up a story on the spot for the Patreon about us going to the Congo.
Well, it's easy to make up something. I'm just saying I'll never go because I burn.
Okay, first of all, you say it's easy
Like
to
a
make up
souffle.
stuff, but there's a reason that everyone is forcing me to write the fan fiction here, okay?
The Congo is in Africa, not South America. That is a fair point. I am showing my lack of skill in geography. That was always my weakness.
Wow.
Well, I know history. I can do math. I can do science. Geography was always one that I struggled with in school. You guys didn't struggle with something in school?
Everything. I struggled with everything except for art. I did okay at that.
See, I struggled with art too. So like for high school, I had to graduate. You have to have one art credit. I didn't get that one art credit until my senior year when I took Art 1 and Ceramics 1. Those are the only art classes I ever took in all of high school.
No, ceramics is fun.
Ceramics was a lot
I
of
miss
fun.
that.
And then I found out I could have done Ceramics 1 and Ceramics 2 because to take Ceramics 1 you have to have Art 1. They would have waived that, but I didn't know that, so I'm in Art 1 as a senior with a bunch of freshmen. Not fun.
Oh.
It's not a whole lot of fun.
Ew.
Yeah, can you imagine 18 surrounded by 15-year-olds?
So, back on, as much as we want to think of Noctis surrounded by tiny children.
Wait,
So
what were we doing? What were we talking about?
So Bun, all right. So you invested yourself, right? Longest segue ever, right? So you invested yourself. You got the store open, but you have your own stickers, right? That's all great. How did you start about getting partners? Because like many established successful businesses, see what I did there? We can see everyone wanting to work with you and be partners and stuff like that because the amazing setup you got, but like. Obviously, you had to start somewhere, right? You had to start with 0 partners, and you had to say, "Hey, you want to work with me? Invest, your time and brand into me, and I've got basically nothing, besides my art."
Right. So I had done some work for a friend of mine, BTW Blue. Just some emotes, a couple stickers here and there, logo, that kind of a thing. And one day I'd run out of everything to watch, right? So I went on Twitch hoping that, Kind of Funny or someone that I knew had gone live. And instead, I saw Becca in my suggested streamers. And I was like, who's this person? So I jumped into chat and we got to talking. And Becca was my first official partner. Because it just turns out that she loves stickers too.
That would explain why hers are so much better than mine.
No.
Whoa.
Ouch.
I love Becca's stickers. They're pretty great. So.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't expect it to be what it was. Like how with all the partners and everything. I kind of went into this just I'm going to sell my art as stickers. And then I was like, "Hey, Becca, I've made stickers for another streamer. Would you be interested in stickers?" And at first my plan was just literally to send her some stickers. But the more I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, we could sell these and make it merch. And then it kind of struck me how a lot of the really huge names on Twitch have merch stores. But
Yeah.
the streamers that are starting out don't. And I like to be able to support like small artists, small streamers, small businesses whenever I can, in any way I can. And I don't have gobs of money to throw at them. So I thought, well, maybe I can do art and support them at the same time.
No, I think you have a very interesting business model, to be honest.
Thank you.
Because you're like, instead of getting a lot of these big streamers, they do merch after the thought.
Right.
A lot of streamers build kind of merch into how we stream. They make us like appreciate like the fact that anyone would approach any of us and say, "Hey, I like you enough. Here's some stickers for you to sell." Is just
Right.
it's heartwarming and
Aw.
it's endearing.
Well, and
But like,
that's kind
so
of the
now
thing,
spread
like-
that over. Go ahead.
right. I've gone to other merch stores and I was like, really? Like it feels like an afterthought. It doesn't have like a funny, oh, this was something the community built together. It was this is their brand name in 3 different fonts and 5 different colors. Kind of a feel.
Exactly.
Oh
So-
my
Like
gosh,
the
yeah.
tFay body pillow sticker. I am so excited to buy that. Because like as a community can agree, we all want to see tFay on a body pillow.
You know what? All right, I'll put this on recording. All right, if for whatever
Ooh,
reason,
okay. I like it.
we can get to
Taking notes.
$100 total on the Patreon when that goes live. At any point, I will commission a body pillow sticker from Bun Bun. Just so you guys
Oh, I
can
love
need
it.
the hell out of it. All right. You
We
guys
have
make the
goals
Patreon. You guys, all right. Feel free to make a command for that. Any of my mods. All right. You guys want a tFay body pillow sticker. All right, for all of your meme pleasures, get to $100 total on the Patreon. That means 100 people just need to donate $1. That's not even that unrealistic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a
'Cause
little bit
now I can put-
terrifying.
yeah. I can put that tFay body pillow sticker on my tFay body pillow. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I'd love it.
Yeah, that's a $5,000 on the Patreon if you want an actual tFay body pillow.
No, but what about the one I have that you sent me? Oh man.
Also, Bun Bun, are we allowed to tell the story of how I almost didn't become a Bun Bun partner because you
Sure.
couldn't find me?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I accept my faults. It's cool.
Okay. So, guys, as we all know, I very big advocate of working with PandaBunnyStudios for my own personal stream, and I basically, I didn't really know how to go about being a partner with Bun Bun. You know, when I first, I saw that I saw a bunch of my friends had stickers at the time, and by friends in this case, I mean Becca, Lila, and Mimi. And I was like, my gosh,
I'm not making your noise.
stickers is, that's really cool. I want to do that, and I wasn't really sure how to actually get in on that. So I was just like looking at the store, and I figured there'd be some kind of application process. At the time, there wasn't. All right, and I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna shamelessly email
I
and
didn't
ask.
expect it to be a real thing.
So I just literally emailed Bun Bun and asked, and then so we got to talking. Bun Bun was excited to work with me, and eventually Bun Bun's telling me like, yeah, so I actually wanted to work with you before, and I was like, what? How did you want to work with me before? And Bun Bun was like, well, my partners were telling me about you and how I'd love to work with you. I'm like, and why didn't you contact me? I literally have my email on my stream page, or you can just appear in the chat. And Bun Bun, do you want to tell people why you didn't contact me before?
Talk about it. So I'm not the best at spelling or remembering. So I had been told multiple times by all 3 partners at the time to reach out to tFay, and I spent probably several hours going through the search bar, typing in like what I thought was tFay's name, and getting random people that didn't make any sense to me.
And
Yeah.
I'm just
I was
like,
too embarrassed to ask the other partners.
yeah, I was like, you
tell
can't
me
even.
again.
Bun Bun didn't even want to re-ask what my name was. Bun Bun basically almost just left our beautiful partnership baited to the ether because she couldn't
So
spell
embarrassing
my
to ask for a name a
six-letter
second time.
name. My
And they had all told
six-letter
me.
name. All right. It's not even like Banana Lance Zambi where nobody knows how to spell it right because nobody can tell if it's an I or an L whenever they look at the name. All right, but you
It's
know,
actually
just think
adding
of that,
in more
guys.
letters.
We
I had added
literally-
like 4 or 5 more letters to your name. I could
we
not figure it out at all.
literally almost had no Bun Bun sponsor merch podcast.
Listen, I'm doing my best.
You are. Well, I could argue doing your best would have just been asking people how to spell my name
No,
again. But...
because that's embarrassing.
I feel like if you're gonna be doing your best, you have to be willing to be embarrassed. I mean, you know, I do
Not
a
my definition
podcast
of
with
best.
I do a podcast with Noctis. You know, one of
What
us
does
is
that
gonna
mean?
get. I was gonna say both of us get embarrassed.
I
both
sat here
of
nice and
us.
quiet and listened to your story about how you came up with the idea for the partner program, and you're gonna throw me under the bus like that? You, oh, sir.
I never said I came up with the idea for the partner program.
I mean, kind of. I mean, it was definitely because of you that we started the application process.
Well,
because
okay,
you're
yes.
right. I was like, oh, there's no way for anyone to find me or to
Would you
add.
like to correct yourself, sir?
I
didn't
knew
say
if it were me, I would
that.
not have emailed me because I am terrified of that kind of like boldness.
I mean, if it means anything, IRL tFay would never have emailed you. But
Okay.
streamer tFay doesn't give a shit.
You find so, okay. This one's gonna. I'll just ask tFay directly. Do you find you have more confidence, like as a streamer persona versus your IRL persona?
Oh yeah, 100%. My streamer persona is so much more confident, and I guess you could say different, for lack of a better word. To the point where I tried recording something off stream, you know, in terms of promotional stuff, and it was terrible. I think I probably spent over half an hour working on it, and it was just terrible. And I asked for opinions, and the response I got was that like it wasn't very natural. It was could tell that I was like trying stuff like that. We're like versus tFay could record stuff, you know, and not give a shit, right? So it's kind of like I have to be live for me to have this kind of confidence, I guess you could say. Or like in streamer
I have
mode.
the opposite problem.
Really? Do you find yourself less confident when you go live?
Yes, absolutely. Nothing is more nerve-wracking to me than getting live feedback on art as I'm doing it in the way of like, oh, I don't like that color. Okay.
No, I
will change it for you.
No, I definitely like as soon as you like go live, you just turn your normal personality off and you play to the camera. You let loose. Why worry about what people are gonna say about you? Because they're gonna say it anyway. But I guess that applies to regular life,
I
doesn't it?
feel like you're just answering your own question. Why do you care about what people are gonna say about you? They're gonna say stuff about you.
Listen. I was not ready for this question to circle back around to me, alright? I thought you would answer it, we'd be done, but no, it's back to me, and I answer my own question.
I mean, if people want to come in and be critical about a game or about how you're playing a game, I don't know. Art feels very, very personal because I've spent so much of my life working
Yes,
on.
but
I literally, I mean, I got in trouble constantly at school because I never put down the pencil. I was always drawing. And so when someone's like, "Oh, that doesn't even look like that," I'm like a little gutted. Honestly, I'm a little gutted.
Oh my gosh, I can relate to that. All right.
yeah, I
No,
was
no,
gonna say
like
tFay would
legit.
agree with me here that streaming is an art.
Okay, so
Fair.
legit, like, right, for one stream, I don't really think too much about one stream because, this general advice, I've said this before. If a stream goes badly, delete the VOD and move on. All right?
Right.
Now, for my
Exactly.
subathon, I was planning that about a little month and a half in advance, and I've been stressing about that for so
Longer than
long.
that. Jeez, we talked about
It's
that
like,
back in like February.
oh my gosh, I've been stressing about that for and I know it went well, and all of you, I've heard so much great feedback, and I'm so glad you guys all enjoyed it, but my god, the stress going into that was because I'm like,
That's a one-time. That's an event. That's not streaming in general.
no, but I'm saying that's related to Bun's thing with the art, right? You invest so much planning, like put so much effort, right, into this. So like
part
the
of you,
subathon
part
is
of
like
you has gone
my
into that.
thing. That's like my art, right? As a
Right.
that's like
I've
something I
seen-
explicitly designed, like
Yeah,
between
but I've
how I
seen the amount of
promote
time you
it.
put into a normal stream. Like, is
Well,
it
I
really
put-
that different?
Define putting time into a stream, because hours streaming I don't consider the equivalent of putting into a stream.
Like, no, I just mean like in general. Like, hey, trying to come up with the reward, like the channel rewards. Do I implement this channel reward? It's
Yes,
little
and
things like
I die inside when I come up with channel awards and people don't like it and stuff like that, or like, when I do something in my overlay and then people are like, oh, and I think it's a great idea, and the people are like, yeah, that sucks. I'm like, you could have told me that 3 weeks ago when I made it. They're like, no, we're telling you this now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Right,
That's
when you
why you
spend
can't
hours
stress.
and hours of your
Just-
time, your
just
mental
go with
space,
it, you know.
your energy, you're in love with an image or a product or a stream idea, whatever it is, and then people just show up to be negative. It's a very hard thing to deal with, and it's something I think everyone has to deal with on their own turf and like in their own way. But for me, streaming my art, it's also it takes you out of the moment to look at chat, and then I have to go right back into the moment to find that inspiration to draw again. It's
Yeah.
like being awake and asleep at the same time is kind of what it feels like to
I mean,
me.
like, if this is like off stream, right? Like, if someone makes a critique off stream, it's kind of like when I'm making over, like, fancy advertisements and other things. Like, if I say, all right, I'll put a thing in Discord, right? And then Catherine can point out all of my spelling errors, right? It's really easy to just, like, fix things off stream because you're still kind of, like, in your own thing off stream. When stuff is pointed out wrong live, I'm like, fuck. And then the worst is what
yeah,
I
but how is that any different?
No,
How is
because
that any
I can't.
different?
All right, let's put it this way. Yesterday when I was doing Oxenfree, right, it was pointed out like that the event bar was covering up the subtitles and that it should be lowered.
Yeah.
Which it took like 10 minutes to lower it. That isn't hard, but I can't do that on stream. So now I'm just like sitting there the entire show going, this is wrong. This is wrong.
Yeah, it kind of
The
is
entire
fixed in your
time.
mind.
So wait,
that's-
is it anxiety over a change you want to make but you can't make, or is it the criticism in general? Because I would argue the criticism in general,
it's
that's
kind of
gonna happen.
So no, the criticism itself isn't an issue per se. It's the fact that it's live, right? The fact that it's live, the criticism hits differently than off live.
So if
Right.
you can change it live, you're saying that's the
If I
same?
can change, if I can change it immediately, that's to me the equivalent of an offline comment, because it basically I can just fix it. It's an easy fix, done. It's kind of like if I accidentally mute myself. All right, I don't go cringe if I accidentally muted myself. Right now, if you told me that, let's say like my mic wasn't like the streams where my mic was dead until like the 2 days until I got like I felt awful, like knowing that like I literally could not fix my mic. and then everybody coming and saying like, "Hey tFay, you know your mic sounds like trash, right?" And then it's like, "Yes, yes, I know."
Anxiety, but to me that's a different argument. And anxiety over a change you cannot make is not the same as anxiety of people criticizing your work.
I mean, depends on how you categorize them. You're basically saying, all right, because why are people getting anxiety over criticizing the work? I feel like people get anxiety over criticism for very different reasons, which can all be put under the same core umbrella of criticism. If you don't want to, yeah. So, and I feel like this is an entire podcast on its own dealing with criticism. But like, I feel like if you're going to,
and there's a difference between. I mean, if it's a client that wants something specific, or if you're drawing for yourself, and then how the criticism is delivered to you. If you're happy with what you're doing, and someone comes in and gives you their opinion unprovoked, wanting a change, I mean, it's rude. It's rude. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it.
Like, especially PB, since you're an artist, you're used to changes. You're used to some criticism, aren't you?
Right, in commissioned work for the most part. When I've done something I want, it's not. If someone has a critique of it, then okay, that's fine. That's their opinion. But if I'm doing it live and it's something that's for me, having them come in and try to put themselves in it where I was already doing it, it's just very distracting and disheartening.
It's like backseat
it throws off.
It's like backseat artistry.
Right, and it throws me out of whatever inspiration I was in. It's
what
like
I was trying to say. What I was trying to say is, if I have someone come into my stream and tell me that my camera's not working, that's not the same as someone coming in and saying, "Why do you look like that? Why does your overlay look like that?" That's not a change that I need to make. That's a criticism in general that I don't like. I guess that would be if I'm trying to sum it up.
Yeah, so I guess you can
understand.
So I think it depends on what they're critiquing on per se. I think is kind of what like Noctis is getting at. Yeah, so I think, and I don't even know if this is directly related to what Bun Bun was saying, but I guess you could say like there's a big difference between like, let's say I'm watching Bun Bun make the bunny art for the overlay for the PNG that she's using right now, right? So like, let's say I'm watching her make this bunny live, and there's different ways of critiquing and or questioning things. So you can say, hey, why are you drawing something this way, versus I think you're drawing something wrong, or this should look like this. And I feel like it's going to be taken very differently, I guess, also depending on the person you're talking to, I guess. But at least in some art streams, I don't know about Bun Bun's case, but if I ask an artist like, hey, why are you doing this, you know, they're generally pretty okay with answering that because it's not necessarily a critique. Right. I guess depending on how you read text.
Explanation, or if it's like, why does this look this way? Or I would love to see that in a different color. I mean, that's not as destructive as you know your anatomy's wrong on this, when it's clearly a stylized image of a cartoon. And I'm like, yes, thank you.
Did you know that your anime character's eyes are too big?
Right.
Did you know? Yeah, Luffy's vest is not that shade of red. Yeah. Read the manga. Read the source material, you noob.
Right.
How do you insult someone that reads manga? I don't know.
That speech bubble is the wrong dimension, I guess. I don't know.
All right. I'm gonna be that guy and saying that there actually is an art to how you draw speech bubbles, but again, that's a completely different topic.
That's it was the only thing I could reach for.
No. You can. There's actually like such an art to speech bubbles, panel layouts, locations, stuff like that. Like, you know, why do you not just draw all the characters talking on one giant scene rather than breaking it up into different panels. But again,
pacing of it.
completely different.
Right. Fair.
Completely different thing. Hey, if there's any comic artists who want to be on the podcast and we can have a discussion about comics, hit us up.
Yeah, Pete, Panda Bunny, could you give us Toriyama's phone number since you already admitted to having it?
Oh my gosh. Good grief.
So okay, then let's get into straight up art question. Do you have a favorite artist?
Man, you just
it
want to
would
know all of Bun's favorites, don't you?
Yeah. That's a tough question. It actually what medium?
Okay. Let's go. Let's go. Hand drawn. Yeah, hand drawn.
Like, so we're not talking about like famous
photography,
oil painters.
animation. Yeah,
we're
stuff
talking
like that,
about like more modern day drawn art.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get you to talk about an artist that you love.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, let's just
Well,
all right, Bun, let's reword this to make it less, calling someone out here. Is there an artist that let's say that is not as represented or well known in the community that you would like to just say like, hey, I really love this artist and would like to talk about them?
No, I'm straight up. I'm asking like.
Yeah, I'm overruling your question. I'm really overruling your question.
Hold on. All right,
We're
I've
not
got
getting
some
the same
names
amount of
for you
passion.
that I'm gonna drop, and it's fine. Okay, favorite horror artist. Wait. Sorry. Manga-wise, anything by Junji Ito, obviously. If we're doing more of like comfort.
Yeah, I gotta say horror and Junji. That's like a cop out. You're not allowed to answer anything but Junji Ito if you're into horror.
Okay, well, fair.
Horror manga. That is.
Well, okay, John Jude Palancar then. Is that better for horror?
Yes, honestly, anything that's not Junji Ito, because Junji Ito's a cop out and you know it.
I don't know. I've collected almost all the books and I legitimately love it. So, Topher, you alright, buddy?
Yeah, no, I got to be honest. When you said that, I was like, Jean-Luc Picard, the guy from Star Trek.
No.
Who are you talking about?
John Jude Palancar. He did the art for the Aragon books, the dragon one.
Oh, I love that.
But he has incredible, horrific paintings if you look him up. Something of a more hand-drawn feel. Thomas Estrada, probably. He's done work on Road to El Dorado, Treasure Planet, Emperor's New Groove, all of the like cult classic.
Okay, so now what I'm hearing is, along with an episode on cartoons, we need an episode on novels, animated movies, all giving different topics because we're never gonna hear the end of it. If you want to be guests on these episodes, hit us up.
Well, and then if you're talking about painting, with like oil paints, I'm probably stuck between Jean-Leon Jerome and Norman Rockwell.
Yeah, Norman Rockwell. That's
right.
Fair enough.
He's captured, I don't know, the feeling of life, if that makes sense. Kind of like an everyday, all of his paintings, I mean, they have real people in real situations, but their emotions are so vivid and full that you're almost feeling it with them.
I don't even know how you would sum up Rockwell's paintings. Right. So for people that aren't familiar with Rockwell, he did a lot of the like Coca-Cola, 1950s, American life. Like pretty much if you Google 1950s America, you're probably gonna get a Rockwell painting because he was so good at summing up that like time.
Well, and the Saturday Evening Post. Look up Saturday Evening Post. That's pretty much all his art. He was kind of keyholed as being an illustrator, and that's kind of unfair because he was an amazing painter.
He was. Ooh. Yeah. tFay, do you have a favorite painter, out of curiosity?
A favorite painter? Are we talking about like, like legit famous painters, not just anyone who happens to have painted something?
tFay, don't do this to me. All right, I asked you who your favorite painter is. I don't give a shit if they're famous or not. Who's your favorite painter?
For saying painter specifically, I'm gonna go with Monet.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel that.
Thank God. I was waiting for another. Well, what do you mean by painter? Question. And I was gonna flip my goddamn desk.
Well,
I
see,
swear to
if
God.
you're gonna say painter, I can answer that. If you're gonna say artist, then I'm gonna start throwing chairs, and you're gonna be pissed. But if you're gonna ask for a painter specifically, that's specific enough that I could say Monet.
All right, there we go. That's all I'm asking for. Thank you.
Bob Ross. I
Bob
see that,
Ross.
Hebby. Bob Ross is amazing, and
That's
yeah,
fair.
I watched this weekend's stream.
See, but isn't that amazing about? I think Bob Ross is a great person to talk about because I don't know if I care for his art as much as him. I think he's a great example
I
of
think
if he
Bob
was
Ross
a streamer.
yeah, I mean he is a streamer.
Yeah,
Technically.
no, he's not. No, he's not. No, he is not.
There is a stream
Streaming-
dedicated to
A
him.
streamer.
But that's streaming.
Oh, yeah, I'm sub
his
to it.
TV show. That's
No, I
not
am.
him. It doesn't count.
You see that, but he's pretty good at interacting with the chat.
Yeah, exactly. I love the way he interacts with chat. No, I would say Bob Ross is a great example of I don't care about his art as much as I care about him. And I think that's what streaming can be about. It doesn't matter what you're doing, is the person you're watching entertaining or comforting.
All right, I'm gonna say this again just because I have to say this every time someone mentions this. That's great once you know they exist. The problem is finding Bob Ross among the thousands of artists out there. You could say I love Bob Ross for him. That only works once you find him. How do you find him? That's like, it's like I could say that
different.
it's like saying I love working with Bun Bun, but I almost didn't get the chance to work with Bun Bun because she was too prideful to ask how to spell my name.
Listen. Now you've learned something about me.
All right. And I feel like just finding people, just the act of trying to. Geez, now I feel like we need an episode on marketing. Yeah. Anyone wants to hit us up? Anyone who's a businessman or woman, wants to hit us up. Marketing episode. # shameless advertisement. Yeah. So I feel like how one markets oneself is very important, and I think Bun Bun just does that very well, I guess you could say, with the partner program, besides the fact just another way of increasing income. But like Bun Bun has her own stickers, and she has her own merch now, but that wasn't there before the partner program. But let's pretend it was, right? But like, how does Bun Bun get people to look at her store or acknowledge that her store exists? Yeah, for your art specifically.
Oh, my art was always on there.
No, but that's my point. Like,
okay,
before the partner program, how does Bun Bun...
the problem.
Yeah, so Bun Bun's art is there, and we can all say we love Bun Bun's art and would buy the stickers and or merch now that it's there. I know I already ordered a Bun Bun hoodie. What? If we didn't know the Bun Bun store was there, how do we find it? Well, Bun Bun has the partner program now and can basically utilize a bunch of streamers as a middleman-ish. So, like, let's say they look at my store, your store, Lila's store, Nerdy's store. They go, I want that merch. And they're on the store. And they go, well, while I'm here, let me click buttons. Right? And then you go, oh, there's a bunch of stickers that aren't linked to partners. What is this? And then you get the Bun Bun collection. And then you find all that Bun Bun art, right? And that, like, creates, like, a way for people to find it. I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's kind of how I drive to my website, basically.
Yeah, my favorite painter is Roy Lichtenstein, by the way. Thanks, guys, for asking. I was kind of hoping someone would toss it back
I genuinely
to me.
don't know artists. I genuinely don't know artists enough to ask the question.
Spell that for me.
Wait, what?
spell that
Noctis,
for
can
me?
you type it in the live chat because people
Yeah,
are
can
probably
you
gonna want to know who
can
the
you
hell that
send it
is?
to me so I can look it up? Because it sounds.
Are you sure? Are you sure you guys are interested? Because I had to
I'm not.
mention it specifically.
I'm
kinda hoping you
genuinely
guys would-
not.
I'm
All right.
genuinely interested because that name sounds familiar, but I can't pull up an image in my head, and that bothers me, and
Okay.
it will
So,
bother me all night.
It's kind of like
So,
what. All right, so like as a weeb, this is a very similar thing of when people talk
oh,
about
duh.
like
Okay.
music composers. Like if
Okay,
you
I'm
talk about like
fine.
music composers or like animators, right? I'll be like, or hell, even voice actors. I'm gonna be like, huh? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have no interest. You ask me like, who's my favorite voice actor? I'll be like, I don't know, insert person. I'll just never ask them their favorite because I'm not gonna know the answer. I mean, if you want to talk about manga artists, I can go on all day about those, but like I don't know real life artists. I know a few, but like I honestly do not know. Like even when I literally looked up Noctis's favorite artist, for those listening not on the live streams, I still have no idea who this is. Like,
Yeah, but I'm not asking you to know who they are upon viewing them. I'm asking you to look upon their art and see if you feel anything. See if you.
that
see if
wasn't
you
your
enjoy
no. Well,
it.
that's why. No, I'm commenting on why I didn't ask what your favorite artist is, because this. I mean, if you're asking me now, hey, here's my favorite artist. What do you think? I'd say a neutral. I don't dislike it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very open to saying I dislike art. No, I definitely don't dislike this
Somewhere
art.
in the back of my head, something just broke.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be afraid to ask someone's favorite artist in the
It's not afraid. I'm
worry of not knowing them. It
I'm
sounds
not
like you don't
afraid
want
to ask. I just have no
because
interest
you
in
don't want to
asking.
know.
I
You
don't
just-
want
You're
to
worried
know.
you'll ask, and someone will name someone you don't know who they are.
First of all, asking someone their favorite artist is not the equivalent of wondering who they are.
No, I'm saying you're scared of being presented with someone that you don't know who they are, and you just don't want to deal with that situation, so you'd never ask. I'm guessing PB just slipped her mind, so you get a pass. tFay, you're inconsiderate.
I mean, I'm not going to deny the inconsiderate claim, but I'd like to think that maybe that's not why.
No, it's like you shouldn't be afraid to ask someone their favorite artist or favorite musician,
Noctis, we've
favorite
already
video
been
game.
over this, okay? I don't ask for people's favorites.
I know, recommendations, we've been over this, blah blah blah. tFay can't take any recommendations.
Alright? People don't even ask, weebs don't ask for favorites. You know what people do? You ask for a My Anime List link. Alright? That's what people do when you ask for favorites.
Oh,
And
actually,
that's
I
the
would like
problem
that.
with the world.
Can I have that?
That's the problem.
I don't have a My Anime List because I don't
Why
watch
not?
enough anime. Because
Well,
I don't
what-
watch enough anime. There's no My
Then it
Manga
sounds like
List.
we don't have one. That sounds like a BS response.
Because that's
I
what
think
weebs
he's
do.
got one. He doesn't want us to see it.
I don't know if
so
Rez is
you're
still
a
alive.
weeb.
If Rez is still live listening, he's someone who happens to know me IRL. He can confirm in the live chat whether or not I have a My Anime List.
Yeah, but you just said weebs ask for it, and you're a weeb.
Yes, and
apparently
weebs
no one's
ask
asked
me.
you for it.
Weebs ask me, and I tell them I don't have one.
Then why don't you have one?
Because I don't watch enough anime to justify making one. Give me a My Manga List, and I'll make a giant one for you.
Okay,
But that's
I would
not
like
a
that too.
website.
Can I have one of those too, though?
Is that a site? I don't
my
think that's a
God.
site. I don't think
I'm
there's...
tFay.
No, just
I'm a
open
hipster.
up
I
a
don't
Google
watch
Doc.
anime. I read manga.
Google Doc and make me a list right
Just
now.
make you a list.
Make a list.
Wait. What kind of manga do you read?
It doesn't matter. Ask for what's your favorite? Okay, well, tFay, what's your
wait, what
favorite
was
manga? Do you have one?
First of all, why are you ruining Bun Bun's question with your issue that she didn't say favorite? You're like, Bun, you can't ask what tFay reads. You have to say favorite in there.
Okay, what is your favorite? Your top 3 favorite styles or genres?
Genres or styles?
Yeah.
Because those are gonna be two different
Oh,
answers.
genres.
Oh my
Okay.
god! Again
That's not
with
a
the,
critical question. Those are actually two different questions. Okay, that's not actually me nitpicking.
I would say so, but we'll agree to disagree on that one.
Okay. Three genres. I'm gonna say depending on my mood, flipping it around. I can say no particular order to make this easier to answer. Action, psychological horror, and sports.
Do you
Okay,
prefer
Send
action
me
or
everything
shonen?
but sports. I don't care about sports.
I don't care about IRL sports, but sports manga is the shit. I see it's manga's a sports manga. I'm like, you've got my interest.
Okay, then send me your favorite one of those. See, I use the word favorite. We're all fine. Your favorite sport one, and then I'll see.
Yeah. What?
My
Okay. What's your
favorite
favorite sports manga? Yeah. Go for it. We want to hear on stream. Dedicate yourself to an answer. My favorite is probably Haikyuu.
I'm gonna have to rip off the live chat, even though this is actually my answer. I Shield 21. That is legitimately that is legitimately like the best sports manga. Fight me.
Wait, it's what? One more time.
I Shield 21. If you want to go for sports anime, Prince of Tennis.
Yeah. See, I don't know what you're talking. I haven't heard of. I didn't hear the first one. I've heard of Prince of Tennis, but I've never read it. But I don't say, oh no, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna Google it and try and find out why you enjoy it so much. What makes it your favorite? And hopefully, maybe I'll find out why. You know, that's all I'm looking for in a recommendation or when I tell someone my favorite thing. Just Google it and see if you like it. Is it like I don't know why it's that hard for tFay to dedicate to a favorite or a recommendation?
You get extra points though if you know it off the top of your head. I'm just saying.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah,
also,
if you've already read it,
you get extra points. Like I said, Norman Rockwell, and you were instantly like, "Oh, right, yes," and you could like list off things. I'm like, "See, okay, what?"
All right, now see, Bun also was
Trent
actually
just shouted Bob's
specified
Burgers at me, and I don't
Noctis. All right. Bun asked, "What's my favorite sports manga?" Which is vastly different than saying, "What's my favorite manga?" All right,
Okay,
because usually when people ask that question, it's what genre are we talking here?
So in total, you don't have a favorite manga?
No. It
So if
fluctuates,
I
and
say,
this is very common for the community. It's just, what is your mood?
Then what's your favorite action manga?
Probably Yu Yu Hakusho. No,
Okay.
wait, no, not the manga. The anime Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah,
the manga,
the anime he's typically
for the manga, I'd have to think about that. Action mangas are usually inferior to the anime version.
Favorite psychological thriller manga.
Favorite.
Because apparently Junji Ito's too mainstream. I'm a poser now, guys.
You're a poser.
I'm a poser now.
Wait,
all 15 of my books. Really I'm a big poser.
If you count it, again, some people might not count it. I'm gonna say Liar Game. Tomodachi Game is also something I really like. If you want something more of the psychological end, Alice in the Borderlands is really good. Those would probably be some of my top. Those would probably be top. I definitely say Liar Game, which most people would not think of as one of my favorites, given the art style, because it's like the exact opposite of my preference in art styles.
It feels like you might have an issue with that art style just off what I'm googling.
Yeah, we've had this argument before.
What? Did
right,
you look up Liar Game?
The great what was the studio? Was this Bones that you don't like?
Studio Bones? Yeah, Studio Bones is one of my least favorite popular studios.
Yeah, even though they have some of the best anime ever made, it's their art style.
Hey, I don't, I'm not saying it's a bad art style. I'm saying I don't like the art style.
Okay, I'll accept that. That's definitely a fair point of like
all have different opinions.
Yeah. That fair enough. I'll accept that. Studio Bones, though, goddamn, they're like the amount of work they've done and what they've done is unbelievable. I think PB would agree with me on this. We had this argument one time on one of tFay's streams.
Oh yeah.
Over the stuff they've done.
Oh, and I'll never forget.
Like,
Hey,
oh my god. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, really?
Man, I definitely like to have a podcast episode on anime studios. That'd be interesting. Rels, you want to be on that? You want to be on that podcast episode for?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Listening?
Oh, that'd be so much
Studio.
fun.
We could talk about how much we all like Studio Mappa, except for Glasslip. Let's pretend that series doesn't exist.
Can I throw out an idea?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Throw it out there. I would like to hear a podcast about DC versus Marvel, if for no other reason than just to watch the world burn.
DC gets comics and animated movies. Marvel gets live action movies. Boom,
Right.
there you go.
But
No.
I think you need to find
Okay.
two people that are very strong on like Marvel's side, and then just which is the better.
I think Bun
Superhero
Bun
franchise.
basically is saying we need to find one more person for this episode.
Well, you guys both like DC, right? I mean,
Comics wise, I do.
is that just me?
I don't have actually a preference between Marvel versus DC.
Did you have a lot of comics in like reading in your history, tFay, or is it just the movies?
I have read a bunch of comics, but I never decide by Marvel versus DC. It's just generally, I know a lot of people always say pick one. It just makes your life easier. I usually just go for characters that I like, and I don't really care about if it's Marvel or DC.
Definitely read them both, because while I think DC comics are a bit better than Marvel comics, Marvel comics have a lot of great stuff to their name. And that would be an episode.
If anything, I would be the mediator as the unbiased one if we wanted to have a Marvel versus DC off. But yeah, guys. First of all, if you have ideas, don't be afraid to ask them. And if you want to be on an episode for a specific theme, please hit us up. We literally are out of planned episodes after next week. So
Look at the chat interaction. But Trent does have a point. The best comics are not made by DC and Marvel.
I would argue there are a lot
to...
of good comics not made by Marvel and DC, but
yeah,
no, the best comics are made by Marvel and DC. There's a reason they're the juggernauts. Yeah.
Okay. For that,
disagree.
I would definitely disagree, and I'd make an argument that Marvel and DC don't make the best comics. They market their comics the best,
right?
Which are not the same
is
thing.
Coke and Pepsi the best soda? No, but they're out there. We all know about them.
But they attract so much talent. Like, do you know the best comics are made by those two?
Yes, but that's marketing. That's my point.
No, it's not marketing. It's the skill level. Watchmen being made by Alan Moore wasn't DC saying, "Hey, we have a good comic." It was attracting a very talented writer.
I could do an entire podcast just on why Watchmen is not as great as everyone says it is.
Oh my God! Fuck you. Let's go. After we wrap this.
This is Bun Bun sneaking off set. Thanks for having me.
Wait, I thought for a second you were actually leaving. I would argue that.
We're still recording. We can't have our guests leave in the middle of a recording.
My little is off the screen.
Oh my God!
I mean, if you want to get into that debate, I need to hand my headphones over to my husband.
I will say this sounds like a perfect start for anyone who doesn't listen to the live cast weekly, as you should be. I will be recording the post-podcast discussions, which will probably be very heated, judging by how things are going right now. And this will be the first in the Patreon-only series of recording. So if you don't listen to the live streams, again, you should, and want to hear what we talk about off the stream, be sure to join the Patreon. which will probably start next week. It'll probably just start at the beginning of July for anyone just curious. That'll just probably just be when it's like just a nice start of the month kind of thing.
Because you're just waiting on the banner.
Well, that, and I don't want people to be charged for June if it's like a week.
Fair.
Because
fair.
people, I know people are gonna be like, I want to support you guys as soon as possible, and then it's gonna be like, let's say they pay whatever amount of
Where the
money,
heck's
and then
my
they're gonna
content?
get charged it. Yeah, and then literally 3 days later they get charged again. It's like,
This is a scam. I know it. Good time.
Yeah, no. So all right, well, first of all, as we have roughly 15 minutes left, are there any questions from the live chat for Bun Bun, regarding like PandaBunnyStudios at the store or whatever, or like when are we gonna get a Bun Bun comic series?
Ooh, I read that.
I actually do have a children's book.
Live chat.
I think that's about as close as I'm getting to that.
Any new merch coming? Says the live chat.
Any new merch coming? There is always new merch coming.
That's fact.
I don't have anything set to go live this week, but I can't say the same about next week.
If you didn't
next
know,
week she's debuting all of the manga
Bun
inspired.
Bun literally just released new merch for her own store. Literally
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
Right, and there's a special One Piece inspired tank top of my own brand as well.
That is in my cart and waiting to be paid for.
100% inspired, not copied, for anyone about to call us out.
It's my own Jolly.
Yeah, it's your own Jolly Roger.
My brain said Jolly Rancher, and then I thought about watermelons.
Question for the live chat: how easy and/or difficult was it to make the literal store?
Oh, the literal store. Well, it was shockingly easy for me because my husband did it.
Was it Squarespace? Because
Squarespace.
We are looking for that sponsorship. Get on here and we will make a Luna Lounge website. I'm just saying.
So the fun thing about Squarespace is it's very intuitive. Everything you go, I wonder how to do that. It's right there for you. Also, shout out to my very good husband, Trenton Nezzi, in chat. He's behind me on his phone, typing furiously.
keep going, PV. The better you can sell Squarespace. The more likely we are to attract that sponsorship.
Square it, do it.
Square it, do it. There you go.
Yeah,
if anyone wants to, if anyone happens to know someone who'd like to sponsor us besides PandaBunnyStudios, we're always up for that too. I mean,
except Redbubble. Redbubble, you can go to hell.
Hey, I will say, if we start getting more sponsors, Patreon, stuff like that, hashtag $100 will get you a nice tFay body pillow merch. If you want more Luna Lounge merch,
you joke, but you know I'll do it.
we can start making an entire Luna Lounge series of merch. If we start
a lounge pillow,
maybe if we get enough funding, we could start just literally commissioning Bun Bun with Patreon money.
Yeah.
And just literally start giving you guys Luna Lounge. You do sponsor the podcast, so that's kind of how that works. Luna Lounge slippers, says the live chat. Holy shit, that sounds. Why did we not think of that?
Actually,
sooner?
yeah. Could we get a tFay and a Noctis? Slip one on each slipper. Oh my god.
Sorry, the best I can do is flip flops.
I don't want you stepping on my face. I'm offended. Outrageous. Oh my god.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're fine.
My pipes have strong opinions.
People are going to take slippers and just paste stickers onto them. Like, there you go. There's your Luna Lounge sticker. Your Luna Lounge slippers right there. there was another question for the live chat before. What's your favorite kind of fire?
Trenton Nezzy, I know that was you, and you can go to hell. Okay, we're good, guys.
That's hellfire is her favorite type of fire.
Is that a Notre Dame reference?
He knows that I hate. Oh God.
It's okay, Bun.
Damn it.
You can go beat up your husband later. You don't need to discuss.
I get easily triggered by fire, and I'm going to flip him over. Flip his chair over.
I'm now over here in the corner saying Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, you know what, guys? Join the Patreon and request a singing episode between me and Noctis where the entire thing has to be sung, just for the hell of it.
God. I don't know if there's enough money. Like, that's a lot. I can drink a lot, but I don't know if I can go for 2 hours singing.
Well, no, it's definitely gonna be one of those special shorter episodes that's a Patreon exclusive. Because no,
I cannot, a 1 hour sing. So, what's your favorite Disney Renaissance movie, tFay?
What the frick? How many of those are How many options are there even that fit that category?
89 to 99. Little Mermaid to Tarzan. 89 to 99. Everyone knows this.
Okay, hold on. I need to actually look at the list.
Right, I knew it.
Yeah, 89 was Little Mermaid, and then 91 you have Beauty and the Beast, 92 you have Aladdin, 94 you have Lion King, 95 you have Pocahontas, 96 Notre Dame, 97 you have Hercules, and then 99 you have Tarzan.
All right, give me a minute. Talk to Bun for the next 10 minutes. Let me actually look through this list.
Stop! I'm also pulling up the list just in case. What are you doing?
Oh, I missed Mulan in 90s. Was that 96 or 98?
Okay. So I'm gonna read off the list, at least according to IMDb. Anyone point out if we're missing one. We have, in order, Little Mermaid, Rescuers Down Under, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Mulan, and Tarzan. I'm gonna have to say Lion King with Mulan at a very close second.
Ooh. Bun, your response?
It's really difficult. I'd probably say Mulan, but Hunchback of Notre Dame is probably my second. Yeah, I don't know. There's some great movies in there.
Fun fact, I am so extra. I made when I was in the cross country team in high school, I made I somehow got us to have "I'll Make a Man Out of You" to be our theme song. Because
it's amazing.
Also, fun fact, this is where you asked me my favorite. God damn it! How many
I was letting tFay finish.
He didn't finish. You just like
all right, Noctis. What's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I'm sorry,
oh my God.
I don't have a favorite. I'm gonna be dramatic about it.
All right, bye guys. Bye forever. Shop's closed. I'm done.
Is that how we? That would be an awesome. Whoops! I dropped my water bottle there.
Before we wrap up here and start the post the Luna Lounge After Dark recording, what's our band name?
Art Block. I don't know. That'd be my. Go ahead.
I don't know. What do you think, Bun?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I'm sure Trent has something for me.
I'll make an artist out of you, says live chat. Like, oh my gosh.
That's not bad. I don't know. I want to be outraged, but I can't do that until the after party because I want it to be on another. I want it to be on our Patreon exclusive podcast after party.
Two dudes on a couch.
I've watched that on Pornhub. I do not recommend it.
Okay, just gonna say we do not need Pornhub sponsoring us. All right, no, thank you.
Listen, all right, listen. If Pornhub wanted to sponsor us, though,
No.
Would you be opposed to it?
We're only
Yes!
accepting sponsorships from Hentai Haven.
That
Thank you.
Is that still a thing nowadays?
actually,
I don't
no,
know. I have no
I can
idea.
confirm Hentai Haven is dead. I was about to say, if we're getting
Yeah,
sponsored
it's
by
dead.
a dead company,
They can write us into their will,
Oh,
and since they're
gosh.
dead, we get all their money.
well, if you want to
Ta-da!
be there for the NSFW episode, that podcast, that's gonna be a Patreon exclusive. Hit us up with a Patreon.
That sounds like a fun drunk podcast where we just talk about the first half can be Disney Renaissance movies and the second half can be potential sponsorships from
Okay,
Pornhub.
so we're gonna wrap this up here before we get demonetized. Not that we're actually monetized, but I think this is just a great place to end the podcast recording anyway. Bun, thank you so much for joining us today. I
Thanks
hope
for
you enjoyed
having me.
yourself.
This has been
You
fun.
were an awesome guest. It was amazing.
Thank
I
you.
loved it.
Yeah, tune in next week for when we have our special Pride themed episode with Nerdy Birdie and Lila, both partners of
Hell
Bun,
yeah.
by the way. Feel
Last
free to go
day
check
of
out
June.
both of their merch.
Woo! Also, charity. Me and tFay, we're doing a charity stream on Saturday, on June 26th. Might as well come check it out. I might as well get shame. Didn't you say this is gonna be the most shameless podcast? I feel like we were pretty shameless, you know.
We only asked for how many sponsors, shouted out the store how many times. Really? You don't think that was shameless?
I mean, I think we could have fit in another shout out, honestly.
Isn't that a normal podcast for us? I don't know.
Well, I don't think we ask for as many sponsors usually. I mean, you wanted Pornhub to sponsor us. I feel like that's a line.
Actually, the White Rabbit candies, I would like a sponsorship from them.
Okay, White Rabbit Candy, hit us up with that sponsorship.
Right?
All right.
Yeah.
Stay
Till
in
next
brand.
time, guys.
Good night,
See
guys.
yas.
Bye.